All right, welcome back to this week's market preview. So last week was very, very interesting as I expected it was going to be. Um, Good for us. We didn't take any trade, which was a bit good since the market was basically clearing all sides of the market. So except you are scalping, and even if you are scalping, there was a good likelihood that probably have been stopped out severally and all that. All right, so just a review of what we had. So our swing shots we had inconclusive, and then price came to take out this guy. And of course, when it takes out whatever fractal it takes out, we begin to look to go the opposite direction. So once you took out this, you would have been looking to buy. But if you go to the daily, you would have seen that price basically closed below our envelope. And when that happens, we don't look to take the trade any longer. It's like an invalidation of our original bias. All right, so price did fly up for a little bit and then crashed back down. Then during FOMC, basically fell all the way. So I remember the last week I still mentioned the fact that um, we will likely see a situation where you have a buy the rumor, sell the fact kind of a thing. So markets have been kind of pricing in the fact that the Federal Reserve was going to begin cutting rates. And even though I was expecting a 25 basis point cut, they eventually came in at 50 basis points. The markets absorbed it well. So the dollar initially fell and then began to rally strongly. So in the FXP group, I had done a complete analysis of what to expect during the interest rate decision. I told them that if we have a 50 basis points cut, then the market is going to um, drop initially and then wait for, let me see if I can find that. All right, so if they cut by 50 basis points, USD will tumble initially, then wait for the press conference to confirm or reverse the move. So that's basically what I expect. And as I said, on the balance of all the economic data that's been coming in, if I were the Fed, I would cut by 25 basis points, then tell everyone I'm open to bigger cuts based on future data, but they just went the other way. They cut by higher and then um, give everyone the impression we are likely going to cut by two more, but we don't know what will happen. So, but my base case scenario was that we eventually see the USD um, going higher. So once they cut by 50 basis points, um, to them, cut by 50 basis points, someone said the dollar had been falling for the last 2 months, and I said, yeah, we had the unwinding of the GPY carry trade, then Fed cut expectations. Um, so as I said, the fall of the USD should be coming closer to an end, but the future part will be known over the next 1 hour. That was basically just before the press conference was about to start. So basically, the press conference was going to tell us what the future parts of the dollar was likely going to be. And by the time it was over, I said fall is likely coming to an end. We have an American session swing shot set up. So we actually had a buy of swing shot, the second buy, but it was very, very large. So it was a very large zone. We have a way of defining this based on the ATR. So we don't take such very large setups where our SL is going to be too large. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. And just before that concluded, so just seeing that the volume trend is turning bullish, which it eventually did on Wednesday. The volume trend turned bullish on the USD. So that's the final piece I've been waiting to see. The dollar's fall is coming to an end. So that was basically what we saw. So if we get back into uh, the charts, I remember that last week I said we still don't trade what we feel, we trade what our models give us. So last week we didn't really get any trade, but on Wednesday, the volume trend turned bullish. So as it is at the moment, the fractal order flow on the USD is still bearish, right? So I'm expecting that will likely this week, sometime this week. If we don't do this week, probably do next week. We're going to come close above this. So we are likely going to see a limited move here. What I'll really be expecting is a situation where tomorrow we push above this, right? Probably get a slight rejection, right? But somehow still manages to close above this guy. It could happen tomorrow, it could happen over the next couple of weeks. We could still have a bit of consolidation before we then see a big move to the upside. Still not ruling out the fact that price could still, of course, revert, but usually the volume trend tends to move ahead of the fractal trend. Of course, the volume trend could still be reversed, but I really doubt that will happen. So, but at the moment, our fractal OF on the USD is bearish, volume trend is bullish, and swing short is inconclusive. So um, it's really a wild one at the moment. So it's basically a situation where um, what will really happen, it's a little bit unknown, it's a bit dicey, it's like a 50-50 thing. So, but our strategies at the moment are giving us opportunities to play both sides of the market. So, what we'll be looking to do, upswing short, of course, is that we'll be looking for a situation where a fractal low forms or a fractal high, and then price takes it out, and then we'll begin to go the opposite direction. So at the moment, we don't have any fractal that has formed yet. So on swing short, we're staying conclusive until we get a fractal taking out, a fractal form within the week, and then that fractal taking out, then we begin to look to go the opposite direction. Of the volume trend, we're basically bullish, so we'll be looking for opportunities to buy the USD. If it takes out previous day's low, don't be looking for opportunities to buy that. If we look at intraday, if we go to EU, let's start with the daily. So I mentioned the fact that this had broken to the downside, EU was bearish, dollar was also bearish, that won't hold for long, and of course, price came to close above this guy, right? So EU is bullish on the daily. Now the thing is it going to come break this low? Because if it breaks this low, it's going to turn bearish again, right? So lots of things playing out um, at the moment. So, but for now, EU remains bullish on the daily. I think it's turning bearish on H4. All right, so except something magical happens, this is going to turn bearish on H4. It's breaking below this particular fractal. So once it breaks it, it's going to be bearish on H4. And remember, for us to take our intraday models where we are looking at the Asian high, Asian low as our inducement points, then we need both H4 and the daily to be in alignment. So either H4 is bearish and the daily turns bearish, and then we begin to look for sells, or H4 turns back bullish, and then we're looking for opportunities to buy. So this week it's giving us a kind of inconclusive in totality, where we're having a situation where one of our strategies is saying buy, and the one is saying sell, and then another one is saying basically, I don't know, we are inconclusive. Let's see what the market does, and then we'll follow it. So that's basically going to be that's so whichever one the market offers us, will play according to our rules. So I remember last week I mentioned the fact that these are situations like this is why you are supposed to have predetermined models that you use to trade, predetermined rules. I call them models that encapsulate the strategy, risk management rules, and all what have you. So it kind of keeps you from making errors during this point or being confused. It's very simple. If it fits into your rules, then you know what to do. If it doesn't fit, then sit on your hands, basically. So let's look at news as we wrap this up. So we look at the economic calendar. So this is one of the reasons why the euro is dropping so strongly. The PMIs just came out some few moments ago, and you could see both France and Germany, which are the two European powerhouses, all coming in below expectation on all fronts, like services, manufacturing, composites, all coming in below expectations, which likely means that the Eurozone as well is going to see its is likely going to see its own coming in below expectations as well. All right, so that is basically what we have. Later today, we're still going to have the PMIs from the UK as well coming in, and then we'll have the PMIs from the US. By the time that just from those settle, I think we'll have a good idea of what we're likely going to be seeing from the rest of the week. So on Tuesday, I'm not sure we really have uh, much of red folder events. I think this is, even though it's said to be a red folder, it's not really a market moving event like that's the business climate from Germany. On Wednesday, um, just home sales. We're looking at the home sales. So again, not something that really moves the market that much. Then on Thursday, we have the consumer confidence um, from Germany, and then retail sales from the Eurozone in general. Um, but again, Thursdays going forward are going to be hot days because of these jobless claims that are always released, because the market will continue to keep an eye on that. Jerome Powell said during the last press conference that the labor market still remains in a good place. A whole lot of people doubt that. So we'll be seeing whether the job numbers continue to confirm Powell's stance or not, because that's going to influence how fast the rate cuts and how steep the rate cuts are likely going to be. So durable good orders, as well as the GDP data coming in that Thursday. So Thursday is going to be a very key day to watch out for in the markets. Then on Friday, we have inflation data coming in from France, unemployment data from Germany, then the PCE price, PCE, which is the Fed's preferred measure of inflation. So I think after today, we might see a slow week, a slow Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the market is going to kick off again on Thursday. But I've been wrong many times where there are no news and yet to see a whole lot of volatility as market participants reprice expectations and or what have you. So we know what to expect for the week. Let's have a good trading week.